Hi, Screamers! Welcome to Currently Screaming with Ashlyn, a podcast where people can come together to fangirl over anything and everything in the entertainment industry. So, I guess the question is, are you ready to scream with Ashlyn? So we have a very special guest on today's episode, who also happens to be my father, Paul Fischer.
Well, it's great to be here, and I never thought I'd be interviewed by you. That's for sure.
So first, I have a little special gift for you. I hope you like it.
What do you got? What do we have here? What is this?
So this is a Scream canister from Monsters, Inc. that also doubles as a water bottle.
Nice. What does it do?
So, well, you can drink out of it, obviously.
I'm in.
Nice cold water. And then if you twist the top, it screams.
Oh, that's... I won't do that again. Okay.
Got these
Awesome.
little coasters for us. There you go. So, what did you do in the entertainment industry?
Well, I ended up working with the cinematographer.
Mm-hmm.
We mainly did shaping of all the lights and all the camera movement, like on camera cranes,
Right.
camera dollies, that kind of thing.
What made you want to pursue that specific profession?
Fell into it because nothing else interested me at all.
That's like me. That's sounding a little familiar.
I had a college counselor say,
Yeah.
did you have any hobbies? And then I remembered as we were kids, teenagers, we did a lot of stop motion animation movies. And he goes, San Francisco State's got a film department, so you might want to try it. And to my surprise, when I asked my family, they said they were all behind it. So it was great.
That's pretty cool. So what was your first on-set job?
Wow. I can't remember that far.
Yeah, you can.
Probably, so during college, I somehow got a job at a casting agency just because I wanted to be anywhere near any filming. And I was so lucky. I got to work on The Right Stuff. And we ended up doing casting for that. It was nominated for Best Movie, and it was huge. It was great. It was I got to be on a big film during college, so it was fantastic.
Yeah, so then what was your first, like, real on-set job, like, out of college?
Well, I did learn from David McMillan, one of the top sound mixers,
cool.
during college. So he got me into sound, so I thought I was going to do that.
Right.
So basically my first movie, I was a sound mixer. It was a freebie, low-budget horror film in San Francisco.
Oh, cool. So do you happen to have a favorite project that you worked on, and why does that stand out to you?
There's so many, but I would say because I love comedy.
Oh, I know.
And we're always goofing off on the set to make the hours go by.
Yeah.
The first Austin Powers was really, that was great because we had no idea if it's going to be funny, if it's going to work.
It's going to work, right?
And so there's a lot of ad-libbing, and I don't know, I just thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, it ended up blowing up, though.
I didn't know if the American audience would get it, but obviously it did.
Yeah. So how would you say your craft has changed over the years, especially with new technology, and how has your flow changed with that as well?
Everything has changed. When we started, it was hard lighting, hot lights. So you would have to set like a dozen flags in front of every light. Actors had to be right on their mark. If they were off this much, the cinematographer would say, cut, and go again. And of course, the film was slower. So now everything is lighter, faster, LED lights.
Right.
So a lot of our work has been done for us because it's just a lot more, basically. I mean, they've controlled the color intensity and all that stuff. So it's great.
What about like safety? Because I know that things are probably a lot different now than they were in like what they.
You heard some of those stories. Yeah, we did.
I have heard some of those stories.
We did everything. Almost every day, we probably did really dangerous stuff because they would ask us to walk across high buildings on the edges, rigging lights. And back then, you just couldn't be scared. There was no safety up in the studios. You're up 60 feet in the air and you're walking along all the
that's
the
crazy.
catwalks. So now OSHA, everything is controlled.
Right.
All the stunts are now very safe. Everything is pretty much, it's completely the opposite. Everything is totally controlled and rehearsed with the right equipment and the right time, because now liability is a big deal. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, liability is everything.
That's a huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did your average day on set look like?
That is a great question, because this is the real story.
Okay.
Let's say we lived in Redondo Beach.
Right.
So I have a 9 a.m. call in Burbank, maybe, Burbank Studios. I'm getting up super early because I don't like traffic.
Yeah.
I might be sleeping in their parking lot for a couple hours.
Right.
Then I go to the caterer.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. When you're working long hours, you feel like you're always hungry. I order a huge breakfast probably, because you know me, I'm a good eater.
Yeah. We are.
And then so you let's say you work 6 hours, right? Then you have a lunch break, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're at the caterer again with all the people, and then you might go another 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then they might have a formal break or just standing meal.
Yeah.
And then
Sounds like a lot of eating.
yeah, but the thing is, and then you could work 14 hours, 16 hours. It's crazy, and you might have to come back. Sometimes they had short turnarounds because there was some problem.
Oh.
But no, but typically, I would say it's nice to be in a stage like this where there's no sun, no rain,
Yeah.
and it's comfortable. But it's great when you go, let's say, to some fancy hotel and you're hanging out there. It's harder because you have to bring all the gear somewhere and farther away, but you're in a fun new place.
Right.
And obviously, when you do a movie on location, speaking of family, you're staying at the same hotel
Yeah.
with everybody.
Yeah.
I love this part, actually, especially when I was younger. Then you're in a van and you get shuttled to wherever with everyone.
With everyone.
Then you're eating every meal with everyone.
Aw.
And when you're done, you go home with everyone. And then you hang out. I remember being in little towns like, I was doing a movie called Surviving the Game. It's this chase physical movie in middle of Washington State on the east side. And Wenatchee, apple capital of the world. Not much going on there. So we're in this big motel, and we asked the locals, like, where's the best bar in town? They go, this is it.
This is it, right here.
So you would literally just stay at the motel and party. So I really, really like that. I mean, for me, it's not for everybody, but
Yeah. I would really like that.
if you like everyone you're with, or a lot of people and you have
Yeah.
pals, it's a great experience.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know if this is a thing, but one of my dream jobs, I have many dream jobs, but one of my dream jobs, this is one of them. But one of my dream jobs would be to be like a traveling reporter.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's really a thing. But travel with like a specific news
Well, there's people that do that, yeah.
But not like as freelance. Like, go with like people, go with like your team and you go to different.
There's
is
people
that a
do
thing?
that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
When you're younger and you don't have a family to provide for and things like that, it's much
Right.
easier to be on a location setting. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to cook.
Yeah.
I just remember also, not just all you don't drive, you don't cook, dry cleaning. I remember we used to always go to give your clothes to some fluff-it-full place.
Oh my
and just
gosh.
do everything. Yeah, because you're there for months.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
just like-
you don't do
it's
anything.
like
It's like
vacation.
work hard and then try to have as much fun as you can. So, it's not the worst life in the world.
For sure.
No, when you are in a different environment with a different crew, most days of your life, it's always different. So
Yeah.
it forces you to be social, interactive.
Mm-hmm.
You got to become very social and have a thick skin, because everyone does is make fun of each other all day to entertain
Like you and I.
ourselves. Yeah, for those long days.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, in my early years, people would be like bagging on me, like making fun of me, and I was a little shy and a little sensitive.
Right, yeah.
And it does not take you long to get a thick skin, and
Yeah,
you become everyone's a stand-up comedian, because it's boom, 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 nonstop.
Yeah.
And I love that part.
I know you do.
Yeah. So
Let's go over some of the movies, shows, commercials, just, a lot of the projects that you've worked on. I'm going to just name some, and you're going to either give me like a fun memory or just like explain what it was like to work on the show or something, anything in that genre, whatever,
right.
whatever you're feeling, whatever you think the vibe is
Sure.
for that specific project. So first, and this is your second on location film, Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh boy, we're going way back. I was doing a movie in LA, and our crews had 2 movie projects, and one of them was in South Carolina, and they said we're going to be in a abandoned nuclear power plant flooded with water. It's a science fiction.
That's crazy.
And the other movie is in North Carolina with a bunch of boats and girls and comedy. And basically, me and my boss said, we want to do the boats and the girls.
Yeah, of course.
So the other film ended up being, it was The Abyss, which obviously became a huge film and so on. But our movie was called Weekend at Bernie's.
Right.
And it was, we had a great time. It was shot in
That's
Wrightsville Beach, and we built a fake house right on the water, and nothing but fun memories.
That's pretty cool.
For sure.
Yeah, so the next one we have on the list is you worked on the first Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me something about that.
Bottom line is, when you have something you don't know works, it's the experimental phase of that is just so great.
Yeah.
Safety, we're talking about.
Right.
The end of the last week of shooting was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And they rented some kind of double-decker bus.
It's like Harry Potter.
Yeah. So Elizabeth Hurley and Mike Myers, they were on a romantic table on top, and Burt Bacharach is singing to them on a piano. And suddenly we see his seat is on wheels right at the edge of the circular stairs going down.
Yeah. Oh.
So suddenly I'm holding under him, holding the wheels of this chair so he doesn't fall down.
Oh.
And then a few minutes later, as we're driving, the chandelier on the table ran right into a street lamp.
Oh.
Horizontal, huge street lamp.
Oh, shoot.
Right through the actors. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying, that's in those days, there was a lot less safety.
Right.
Now, that would not happen.
That would never. That would be a lawsuit.
No,
That would
nothing.
be like.
But anyway, mostly super fun memories. Working in the casinos and.
Cool. Next one I have is What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Wow, going way back. That is the second Johnny Depp film I worked on. It was in Austin.
Johnny.
Yeah, Austin,
Yeah.
Texas. Great experience. Super great. Leonardo got
Leonardo.
He got Oscar for best supporting actor on that, and he was just 13, I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it was a really great cast and crew, and the location was wonderful. I was young. We were all young.
Right.
And the music scene in Austin, incredible. That was all a bonus. Everywhere you
What
went.
type of music was it?
Most like blues and everything, and the locals took us to see all these great acts. So
That's cool.
the whole experience was fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So the next one on this list, I think, is my favorite movie that you've worked on. It's Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Because, we used to watch those all the time when I was
Yeah, you
younger.
like that whole series.
Yeah, I love that series. So yeah, tell us a special moment about that.
They had a huge jungle set, massive, at Sony Studios. And for some reason, I was the only person on set. Indiana Jones was about to sink down into quicksand.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I love that scene.
Yeah. So I guess I had a stand holding a diffusion frame for him, and I was the only one there. And then at the last minute, the assistant director asked me if it's safe to be there with the stand.
Right.
And I don't know why. I started ad-libbing Harrison Ford's lines, like depending on the viscosity of the sand and blah, 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 it should be safe.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was standing right behind me. And he goes, you said that better than me. You do the scene. And he stuck his hat on my head
On your
and
head.
left me there. But anyway, that was a good memory.
That's crazy. That would have been crazy if he let you keep the hat. No, but he needed to film.
Yes.
Yeah, he needed to film. I guess that wouldn't have worked. Next, this is going to be a big crowd pleaser, is The Mandalorian.
Oh gosh. That was great. That was one of the last things I worked on.
Right.
At Manhattan Stages.
Yeah.
I desperately wanted to work on it because I had friends offering me work. But I was working on a TV show called Jane the Virgin. I went 5 seasons and great show. It was fun to work on. But my boss said, there's no way you can work on that. So I'm watching this being filmed right across from us every day. And then we finally had a hiatus several weeks. And I jumped right in on that for a while. And it was probably technology-wise the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I bet.
It's called The Volume. They built an LED digital stage.
Oh, cool.
So it bypasses the blue screen, green screen process. So they would have whatever, a spaceship or stormtroopers on the set, and you're just filming with already the planet behind them and all that. So
neat.
That was cool.
Wait, okay. Is that also the one where you could have been like a stormtrooper if you were like the correct height?
No, that was long ago. That was when I was at the casting agency in San Francisco. ILM was doing reshoots for the 3rd original Star Wars with the Ewoks. I forgot the name of it. But basically, I could have cast myself to be a stormtrooper, which I would have loved.
Well, yeah,
Star Wars was my favorite back
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
But you couldn't be taller than 5'11" because Mark Hamill and the other actors were shorter.
Yeah.
So,
and you're 6'2".
Yeah.
And I'm 6'1".
So that
wouldn't have worked.
That would have been that would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah.
So next one, which is one that I actually have, memories of, is Jane the Virgin. Because you worked on that, when I was growing up, from when I was ages, I don't know, maybe like 6 to 11 or something like that. Yeah. So tell me something about that.
Well, when you do a show for that many years, it went 5 seasons. It is nice, especially when you get older. You're in a controlled environment. You're in a studio. You're at the same place, some locations.
Yeah.
But it's family. I mean, you're spending, 70 hours a week with these people for 5 years. That's a lot of memories. And
you guys are like besties. You're close.
No, I love the camaraderie with the cast and crew, the whole experience. So it was great.
Even I got to experience some of that. I actually have vivid memories of this. I have vivid memories of one time when I was visiting you on set, and I was 9 years old. And all I could think about when I was there was you told me that there was another younger girl on set that was acting in the show that I'd get to see because she was there on set that day. And besides the craft service, that was the only other thing I was
you love the food.
The food, yeah. That was the only other thing I was excited about because, I was 9. No offense, but I didn't really care about what you were doing. And that girl happened to be Jenna Ortega. And so I was 9 and she was 12. And I remember I saw her and she ran up to me and gave me a big hug as if she knew me. It was kind of cute. And I remember all I thought to myself was, whoa, this girl is 12? Because she was a lot shorter than me and because I'm really tall, and she was also older than me. So that was an interesting experience, but it's so crazy because now she's like huge.
That's unbelievable. You just never know.
Yeah, she completely blew up.
Yeah, she was just she had a smaller role in the film, and she was there like on the show maybe a few hours a week.
Yeah, photos of her today actually came out from Vogue.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like you just never know where somebody's going to end up.
I know, right? It's crazy. Next is the Victoria's Secret commercials.
Oh gosh, I did a lot of commercials. What about those?
Well, I love them. How I modeled for a hot minute, and so I love the Victoria's Secret models. I love especially Adriana Lima, my queen. Hopefully she's on this show one day, and Jenna and Johnny. Hopefully they're all on this show one day. But no, I don't know. Just tell me something. What was it like working? This is a different style. It's a commercial, right? So it's a different style of filming and stuff like that. And you also worked on them reoccurringly. So how was that?
That company had the contract for the DSW shoe company, which were also models, and Victoria's Secret campaign. That I can't remember what years that was, but it's when commercials peaked in budgets. And since it was such a successful franchise, that company, big concepts, big lighting setups. Your job is to make them look beautiful, and it's like a lot of soft lighting in great locations. So I enjoy that. Like we'd be on the Queen Mary ship, for example, or But even on the stages, they would really have huge concept sets and lighting, which is it's nice to be on big stuff when there's money is no object.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so next we've got America's Next Top Model.
I never thought I'd want to work on a reality project, because you're working on all these other things and you're like, reality. But we were offered on that show to go to Palm Springs for a week, and they put us up at this really luxurious, fancy hotel.
Okay, vacation.
Yeah, so I'm like, so we're there and we're like, you got models and you're doing all this, you're by the pool. And again, it's like, everything's a beautiful location. Everybody's beautiful. After work, you're like at the hotel having drinks at the lobby or whatever.
That's so nice.
So I'm like, I think I would do this again. And I did end up doing a bunch of other reality things here and there. So yeah, it's a very smart business model, I think.
Yeah. I actually don't know much about that show. Who did you work on with that? Who worked on that show?
As far as?
I don't know, they're not actors because they're reality or hosts.
Well, the smart, the smart thing about reality is you're not paying for talent. So you get all these contestants, and it's and they have we'd have 15 camera crews, and they'd go. You're doing an OTF over there, which means on the fly, and you just have cameraman, a sound guy, a lighting guy, and the contestant, and they're just filming all over, and they live together. It's usually at. I filmed stuff, they just live in some mansion.
Right.
So it's easy. You're just filming there, and then they go to some beautiful location here and there to film. And
nice.
That's a different animal.
It's pretty cool. Ooh, this one I'm excited for. Nightmare on Elm Street. Wow.
I'm feeling old now.
The fourth one.
Yeah. We worked on that a bit. I never liked watching horror films. But
Wait, seriously?
No, because, they're okay, but...
I love horror films. You know what's coming out soon?
What?
The last Conjuring movie.
See, I'm not into that stuff.
The Conjuring movies are my favorite horror movies. Really? And, and Vera Farmiga, she's one of my favorite actresses, and she's in it, and I'm really excited for that to come out. It's coming out really soon, now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But what I do like about horror films is you can do really moody lighting. So the lighting is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But often you have to work nights.
Oh.
That's not fun. You got to stay up
all
night. And then comedies, which I love, the lighting tends to be more flat and muted because it's comedy.
Right.
And it's less interesting. But, so everything's different. It depends on what you're working on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So the last one I have on here is Arizona Dream.
Oh, boy. So this is a film nobody's heard of. Very big budget. A lot of wasted money with Johnny Depp.
Johnny's your bestie at this point.
No, stop.
No, he is.
But so big cast. Faye Dunaway, Jerry Lewis was in it. A bunch of major actors, right? So it was half French money, half American money. And the director and the cinematographer were from Yugoslavia before, when it still existed. And it was their first big budget movie in America. And we were shooting along border towns in Arizona.
Cool.
And Mexico.
Oh.
So it's a whole, I'm not going to explain the original 6-hour cut that actually Johnny Depp, I happened to work with him right after on that Gilbert Grape.
Right.
And it was great to see him. And he goes, they had a 6-hour cut.
Oh.
And then he saw a 4-hour cut.
Whoa.
And then he got it down to 2.5 hours, and it was Guess where I saw it for the first time?
Where?
In a tiny theater in Budapest in Hungary
Oh,
when I was visiting
seriously?
family. It never released here. But the cool stuff is that, okay, we were so behind schedule that the production company said, you only have this many days to finish the show.
Ooh.
So the director got upset and he ran away from the location and flew away.
What? Are
And
you serious?
We're abandoned. I
That's
think we were in
crazy.
Nogales, a little border town in
Oh my
Mexico.
gosh. That's actually crazy.
So nobody knows what to do.
Right.
And so every day, like, we would drive to the set, which was an hour away, and film just whatever. But we were on insurance days. So you got paid and you didn't have to work.
Oh, sweet.
So I can't even tell you what our little divey motel looked like the first night. You know those tables by the pool you have?
Ooh, yeah.
There was not a square inch of not empty booze bottles that first night. I mean, so anyway, that whole thing was really strange. I've never seen it happen before.
Yeah.
So then they finally said, you have 2 weeks off. You can fly back to L.A. So me and some my buddies, we rented a car and we drove to Mexico and we snuck illegally into a Club Med and got free food and water skied and snorkeled and
Oh, nice.
so
Hey,
that's,
living the life.
yeah. So good memories.
Yeah, good memories for
That
sure.
was and then we came back months later and we finished it. We shot for a few more months. Anyway, that was a super crazy location.
Blooper.
Blooper. You want me to spin this again?
No.
All right.
I want you to tell, before we get into the physical items that we have, I want you to tell my favorite story that you have to tell, which is when you were working on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I want you to tell that one.
You mean, I think it was the third Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, the grand opening at
Yes,
Disneyland?
yes.
I mean the premiere screening?
No, the one where Johnny Depp and his family came to the ride.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so somebody gave me this job with this company. So our job was to, they were doing a huge premiere at Disneyland in LA.
Right.
They built a massive screen on the island, Tom Sawyer Island, with huge bleachers. And they had this I don't know how many, 5,000-foot red carpet. So
wow.
what they did was they kicked everybody out of Disneyland at like 5 o'clock, and all these celebrities walk through at that point
Oh, cool.
down this whole red carpet.
Yeah.
And then basically our job was to light and film Johnny Depp going on Pirates of the Caribbean to see himself robotically
Right. Yeah.
for the first time. So they, it was really cool because we were in the ride, right?
Yeah.
In Pirates. And they were, for the first time ever, they were changing all the wardrobe on everything. They emptied the water. They were redoing the boats.
That's good. Yeah.
So it was so funny. You'd be rigging in there and they go, animatronics go off in 2 minutes. And then suddenly like chickens are running around you and you have to. So anyway, so it worked out great. So the premiere was fantastic. In comes Johnny and all these VIPs at the Disney people were like all nervous. We only have Johnny for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And at the time he had his wife and 2 kids with him. And so they were entering the ride as you do normally in Pirates.
Right.
And then I was on the other side, staying out of the way. And, we had the boat rigged with little lights and things like that and microphones.
Yeah, of course.
And so suddenly somebody screams out my name. They're like, Paul. And I recognize it's the makeup gal,
Yeah.
From like other Johnny Depp movies we worked on location, like Gilbert Grape and all that. So she recognized me. And then Johnny looked around and he goes, I know you, mate. And next thing you know, he leaves all the executives, comes over, and I told him, I worked on
And he's
Arrowtooth Waltz and, whatever. And so it was just cute. He gave me a hug and all that, and it was nice. I mean, it's a nice little...
I think that's pretty cool that he just, left... he left what he was about to do just to come talk to you. That's, that's nice.
Well, no, but it's nice that he, that was nice of him.
He's a real one.
But no, but that whole thing, that was a dream job because you're in Pirates, you're behind this. You
Yeah.
have no idea. All these secret entrances everywhere through Disneyland. It was kind of fun to.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to take you to Mystery Pier Books. Have you been there?
I have not.
It's actually, yeah, it's in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they specialize in signed scripts and books.
Yeah.
And it's like Johnny Depp's favorite place. And Jenna Ortega's. They go there all the time. And the owners are like besties with them. Last time I went, the owner, I don't know if he's the owner actually, but he works there. He's like this older gentleman. And he was like, oh, I just got off the phone with Johnny. He was taking a flight from London, just making sure he was all good. I was like,
that's random.
Okay.
Why would he be calling that place? I guess it's just they
know,
asked
they're
for
just
special
friends.
books or something.
yeah, they're just friends. And there's tons of photos of them on the wall and stuff. It's great. So let's dive into the physical stuff that you have.
I did bring. I'm telling you right now, this was so crazy.
Yeah.
I've had stuff in boxes for decades sitting in the garages.
I know.
And I'm like, my memory's so bad. I have forgotten like 90% of the stuff I've worked on. I mean, I went through like 150 crew lists and things like that. And so it's a pretty fun experience.
Yeah. So
I
what do
just
you got?
grabbed
You
a
got.
few things. Okay.
You got.
Hang on.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to show you the most embarrassing thing I have found.
Okay. Excited.
This is a letter to Steven Spielberg,
Right.
January 25, 1982. And I can't believe what I wrote. I mean, I was, a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
And I read about a million times what he did. And I was emulating what he was doing. And I wrote to him, I'm a student at San Francisco State University, blah, blah, blah. And I figured out a way to sneak into Universal Studios. And
Okay, that's crazy.
I sneak by the guards and I'm, trying to observe movies.
Yeah.
And, all the stuff he did, and I go, why am I writing this? And I guess it says I found his offices, and I go, can I have his address to mail him something?
Oh, okay, that is something I would do.
But I have no memory of this. I only know because I just read this for the first time.
You are where I got it from. It's from your side of the family. For reference, as a huge fangirl, the amount of times I have emailed, called, went to people's, like, not people's houses, but like to businesses, places, trying to get a hold of, like, Lauren Graham, because she's my favorite actress. Or, the most recent thing I did is I emailed Tree Payne, who's Taylor Swift's publicist.
You did?
Yeah. And I was like, I was asking if I could shadow her for a day because I just finished an internship at a PR firm, so I'm into stuff like that. And obviously I didn't get a response, but I do stuff like that all the time. So I see where I get it from now.
Guilty. I've been fearless about my whole life about going places I want to see.
No, me
and if
too.
you act confident, people don't. That's
no, and
the whole
I've
part
learned.
of it.
That is how I've gotten here, from being fearless.
But I mean, what I used to do at like a major studio, you can't do that anymore. I
Right,
would
of
just
course.
like look at my watch and walk through, and security wouldn't
Yeah.
even question you. Now it's none of that.
No, I do it in
You
a
have to be
different way, a little
more-
bit more of a digital way, because that can kind of work sometimes. So.
You know, I just thought about this. This dopey letter, I actually got to work with him. I just thought
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Look, more embarrassment.
Yeah,
Look.
see, so it paid off. Did you ever tell him about the letter?
No,
Well, that would be kind of funny.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
George,
so, guys, does that mean I'm going to be working with Taylor Swift and her publicist?
This is another letter to George Lucas. That's pretty lame. He was on the set too.
Did you work with him?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. See, you worked with
I
with
didn't
all
work
of your
with
idols.
him. He was there.
Yeah, but he was.
I
there.
did tell him. I did tell him we were all at lunch in the set once, and he kept walking up, and I don't know why. 4 of us, I believe, every one of us saw the first Star Wars in 1977, and it was such a game changer for us. It's what made us all fall in love with the film world, basically.
Yeah.
And then he came by, and we told him.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, see, it's cool.
This.
Ooh, is that photos?
I brought. There's so many photo albums I couldn't bring them in, but when I saw this, this is a great one. We'll show you later on a close up, but look at that baby.
Ooh, wait, yeah, let me. Guys, this is like my favorite photo of my dad on a set because this is just super cool. Yeah, look at that. It is Freddy Krueger.
I know, it's so funny. Like, you like, all this stuff is like, you never know it's going to be famous one day or whatever. Yeah, that was a good one. Here's the fake house we built on Weekend at Bernie's. That was pretty cool. That thing's 30 feet tall. It's unbelievable that they built that in like a month and a half. The back,
that is crazy.
The back wasn't finished, but it was on a real beach, and the whole interior was filmable. So that was pretty cool.
Is this the main? Who is this?
Yeah, that's Andrew McCarthy. That's the 3 actors.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
No, that's really impressive. But did you say they built it in a month?
5 months. They are under a lot of pressure, but a month and a half.
Whoa.
That was so. Look, I have a picture with Anne Bancroft. She was such a sweetheart. Was Mel Brooks' wife, and she was a dream. Harvey Fierstein starred in that. He was fantastic. It was about drag queens. It was hilarious. It was the whole deal. Yeah. It was. Wow, you're not gonna believe this. I worked with Charlton Heston.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
So this was.
Do you have photos with him?
I don't know. Well, he's. Oh my God! I'm not even wearing a shirt. This is ridiculous. So it was a Western, and. Yeah, he was fantastic.
Let's take a look.
Look at this, Farrah Fawcett. Cool. So you probably don't know, you're too young to know who that is, but she was one of the Charlie's Angels, and she was a very famous model.
Heard of her.
And I had a poster of her on my wall. I mean,
course
she was a heartthrob.
Did.
It was like, so she did a movie called Extremities, which was a serious piece. Like, it was very heavy. Yeah. It was based on a play, and I happened to work on that. And, you know, everything was Polaroids back in the day.
These Polaroids are neat.
That's all we had back then.
They came back in like 2016. I remember I had a Polaroid camera at camp.
Oh my gosh.
When I was like in middle school.
So, I mean, everything was low tech, like I said. So we always built this
okay,
we wait. Later. It's scaffolding. It's like we had to like hand rope up like lights and cameras, and so we were doing that every day.
This is such a niche thing, but to my Gilmore Girls fans, the only thing I think of when I see this photo is it looks just like the thing that Rory and Logan like climb up for during the Life and Death Brigade when they were gonna jump off with the umbrellas. That is what this reminds me of.
That's a random thought.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, they still do it. This is a great tradition. You do when you finish a TV show or a movie, they always do a crew photo. So I found I found a few of those just to show you. Gosh, I have a box of those things.
This is the Gilbert Grape one. These are just So these are all.
They're black and white. Oh my God, that shows you how old I am.
Oh, this was Drag Me to Hell. This one is in color.
Oh, that's a great. Sam Raimi directed that great movie. I worked with him as an actor on a show called Tamaqua in Canada, above Toronto.
Yeah.
And it was a real camp, and he was a goofy actor in it. Mm-hmm. But he really went to that camp.
Oh.
And everyone from that movie became like an A-list actor. There's like an ensemble cast of like, I don't know, 8 of them. But anyway, that's so funny. I've not thought about that movie in forever.
That's neat. Cool.
Pee-wee's Playhouse you don't know about.
Well, I mean, I've heard of it.
This is, 1989, for example. So he had a series. It was very popular. It was very quirky. And then he had his movies, you know. So Paul Rubin was wonderful. And he, every season, would make a yearbook like, we'll show this maybe later, like a school yearbook.
Yeah.
So if you look through, so there's fun pictures in here of the crew, and then everyone's picture is in here in alphabetical order, like a yearbook that worked on it that season.
That's so
neat. You're not going to believe this. So Paul Fischer, F.
Right.
Next to me, Larry Fishburne
as
Cowboy Curtis, who became Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Massive actor. I just saw him in the playing in the movie 2 days ago.
I mean, it's not only crazy it's not only crazy that you are in this yearbook, but it's crazy that you're in this yearbook right next to him.
Larry.
That's crazy.
Okay. Just smells old. And I'm so glad I kept all these.
Yeah, I'm glad you did
so
too.
I can remember, and I'm going to eventually a lot of stuff's missing from my IMDb. I'll put it in.
Right.
So I worked on Memoirs of a Geisha, and I happened to read that book back then. It's a really good book, and I tell you what, I would say that Indiana Jones movie and this is probably the most impressive sets I have ever personally seen.
Nice. What was good about this one?
It was incredible. I knew the production designer from other movies, and I was talking to him, and he's showing me around, and he goes, "See this? He had rolls of bark. He goes, all this is flown in from Japan. Everything is authentic."
Oh my gosh.
So
That's crazy.
actually, later when I worked with that director, we did a little insert on. We did these mermaids, stunt mermaids reshoots for one of the Pirates of the Caribbeans, and it was the same director. And when I told him, I'm like, "This is the greatest sets I've ever seen," and it won Oscar for best sets.
Oh, cool.
So the detail, I saw guys on their knees gluing little stones for walkways because they're recreating, old Japan from the geisha era, and I'm forgetting the name of this ranch way out off of L.A., but they built an entire Japanese village, full on for the movie.
How long did that take?
Forever.
Yeah, I bet.
So incredible. It had bridges and flowing water and all that. So I somehow got on the rigging crew, and after the village was built, they wanted us to cover the entire thing with I don't know how many acres of some kind of material. It was very difficult to do, and nothing like that has ever been done. So we built 2 massive truss towers in rows on each side, and I don't know how 80 feet up, I don't know. And then we ended up putting, it's called full grid, this diffusion in I think 70 by 250 feet or whatever they were, and we had to figure out how to harmonic them in and out. It was very difficult.
Ooh.
But it was one of the coolest things I've ever done, and these sets, I'll never forget them. I mean, very few movies do that.
Yeah.
Because usually in any typical show, the camera doesn't see everything.
Right.
So a lot of imperfections, you can get away with it. But when you have somebody that wants that and can do that and has the budget for that, to be in that environment is magical. And of course it helps the actors, to be in something like that. But anyway, I'm like, Dexter, I mean, totally different thing. TV show. This was 2008. I worked on that on and off.
Yeah, right now that's my best friend's favorite show.
So they have he's doing it again.
Yeah, I know. That's it's.
I don't know. Yeah, it's amazing.
Every time I go to her house, it's like on
that's
the,
like
on the TV.
Almost a 20-year break. Oh, this is great memories. So one of the first things I ever did, Tales from the Crypt. You've never heard of it. Very successful. It was like this crypt keeper. It was animatronic. It was like the host.
Okay.
And then they would do different a show each week or whatever.
Yeah.
And it got so popular, a lot of A-list actors wanted to do it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger had his directorial debut on this show.
Oh, cool.
He directed, and he had all his weightlifting buddies on there from back in the day. And again, great memories. Wow. You could see everyone that worked on it from the past. Yeah. And of course, whoever you got along with, you have their number anyway, and you kept in touch.
Right,
I mean, I stay in touch with people I've met 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
We just have,
neat.
Yeah. Oh, Valley of Light. What is it? Oh, Hallmark movie.
My eyesight's too bad for that.
I just remember it. It's a Hallmark. I did a few Hallmark movies. Anyone like those?
My mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very formulaic, but they're very successful. And they had I was surprised they had pretty good budgets. Wow. You don't have to read it. So it's Paula Abdul. I don't know why. This is a music video called Blowing Kisses in the Wind. And when I saw this, I go, I get it. This is the longest day I have ever worked in my life. This was around, I don't know, late 80s?
Yeah.
I don't know when it was, early 90s. I think it was 28 or 29 hours straight.
Damn.
And I wasn't relaxing. I was on a camera crane the whole time.
That's crazy because I remember the longest day you worked when I was alive, when I was growing up, was about 20 hours.
I wonder what that was on. Who knows?
I don't know. But I was about 7 maybe, and it was.
How do you remember that?
I don't know. But it was you worked for 20 hours, and I remember you had like a 2-hour break in between, and you came home and slept for like 0.5 milliseconds, and then like you went back.
That's when so that's the thing about the film business. If you're full-time on a feature or a TV show, of course, everything's controlled. But if you're freelance or it's called day playing.
Right.
I went through years where I'd be like hopping around different commercials or features or whatever. And so let's say you work 2 days on a music video and it ends at 4 a.m. And you said yes to a TV show 3 weeks ago. It's at 6 a.m.
Right.
And you
so you
you don't want to say no. I mean, some people say no, but then you're totally screwing the best boy. Like that's the guy that hires you because you know. So I went through a lot of those phases where you're jumping from all these different jobs that are not attached to each other. So that's part of that business that people don't know. There's no rules for that.
Yeah, it's just
And I know people like young people that are so greedy. They do that. They just want to make every penny they can.
Yeah.
And you hire them, and then they're just sleeping on the set. They're worthless.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's just part of the business.
They book themselves for an entire week with an hour break in between each day, and they're just like.
No, well, there's people that would just say yes to everything. They don't care.
Yeah.
They go, "Are you available in 6 hours?" Yeah, no problem. I met people like that.
That's crazy.
So, International Man of Mystery. This was the first one. And I totally forgot. Mike Myers wrote it totally by himself. Yeah. And so you see all these different colors? Those are all rewrites and revisions. So if you look at the front here, there's about 7 revisions. So every time they do a revision, those are different colors and they collate it. And then this is final draft. So this is 96. I can't keep track of all the years. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring
How many
few
scripts
things.
do you think you have?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't keep a lot. I mean, why keep them? But I probably have boxes of this
he has some
stuff.
pretty cool scripts, but for legal reasons.
I don't know why I have it. Pulp Fiction.
Oh, but you didn't work on that.
I didn't. And I go, this is so cool. I'm like, who gave me this? I'm like, I probably wanted to read it. And maybe it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody I was working with. But anyway. It was the cool thing about this whole interview is I was forced to go look through some of my stuff.
Exactly.
And it was really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Now I want to see everything.
Well, I mean, see, not only have I helped you clean out the garage, but I've also taught you something.
You taught me that I forgot about a bunch of stuff is what you taught me.
That is what I taught you. But yeah, it's been a great time. Thank you so much for coming on my show. I've loved talking about and reminiscing about all this stuff with you. Your career has always fascinated me and probably is one of the reasons why I am, sitting here today. So
I'm surprised you're going the route you're going. You're like kind of that fearless like entrepreneur.
Yeah, just like you.
Well, I don't know about that.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and comment your favorite moment below. Check out my social media pages at Currently Screaming with Ashlyn. If you'd like to be a guest on my show, please visit my website. Stay screaming.